Along with the AIC calendar again, and as it was the opening round of the season, it's Christian Fittipaldi Supernova on pole position. The Brazilian taking his second in three. He's joined on the front row by Jean-Pierre Jabouille, who won the opening round of the season. And the top three is rounded out by our other race winner, Reiner Wiesel, who won last time out at the Hungaroring. Bruno Giacomelli's been strong thus far this season. He's out-qualified Mark Seurer, the two March Engineering cars, 4th and 5th. Giorgio Panto has been present at the front in both races so far and starts 6th. Story Nakajima with another good qualifying. He's been desperately unlucky in both races so far this season. He would hope to finally get some points on the board, starting 7th, just ahead of Stefan Beloff, another man who's plagued by problems mostly to do with the team's organisation. He's driven fairly well himself this season. The championship leader, however, is Nigel Mansell. He's finished second in both races so far, and he's starting 9th today, which means he's going to be struggling, I think, to retain that championship lead. 10th, Roberto Guerrero, Stefan Beloff's teammate, who's done a solid job. Eliseo Salazar got his best result in quite some time, and the first points of the season for Ferrofade, with 7th at the Hungaroring. He lines up alongside his teammate from last season, Raul Boisel. 13th is Johnny Adam. Aston Martin have looked more competitive this season than in the past, and that's shown today as he out-qualifies Desiree Wilson and Laurent Redon. And finally, the back of the grid, as per usual, is the Aston Martin of Martin Ravensturk.
2 minutes to go to the start of the third round of the season, which so far has been rather interesting, I would say, in good and bad ways. But currently, Nigel Mansell, as you have said correctly, is the championship leader at this early stage of the season, and probably will be looking to make progress from that 9th place on the grid. Some people in front of him he probably can dispatch quite quickly, but once again, Nakajima standing out compared to Salazar, at least in qualifying, that is. But it's an interesting grid for sure.
Yeah, but I think what we've found is that with the new regulations, it is actually probably the most equal. It's pretty the most equal we've got in terms of the way that the championship is run, because everyone is on the same tyres, and this race, at least, with the way that the tyres have fallen, there's only really one strategy that you can do. So,
yeah, indeed,
this is probably going to be the most equal race we've seen of the three so far. And I think actually, in a way, the removal of the element of tyre strategy is kind of leveled the playing field, and we're probably going to see far fewer swings in performance, and we have basically seen the same 6. I think at least at the front of the grid, although Mansell's not there today, but we have seen the same guys basically at the front of the grid. Fittipaldi, Jabouille, Wiesel, Pantano, Giacomelli. They've been pretty much ever present. And I think that is because we've evened things out with the tyres. So let's see how it goes today. We might see someone charge through from the back. Mansell, perhaps.
Yep. It's definitely going to be one of the most equal poorer car races that we've had in Stars so far, but the lights are now ahead of us for the start of round 3 of the season as we get underway in the south of France. Fittipaldi maintains his pole position as we head down to turn 1. Not much happening in the top 10 so far. Some positions at the back as Guerrero and Salazar seem to be fighting over position. Salazar ends up in the top 10. Nakajima made progress back on the position that he started, and it's changing over and again it's between the two Ferrofades and the two Amaras at the back of the top 10 at the moment. Otherwise, not much else in the top 10. Redon now in the top 10.
Mansell.
Yeah, indeed.
Mansell was down to 15th at one point. But
he's fighting Boisel, he's about behind him. Yep, he does. As Giacomelli is pressuring Jabouille.
Yeah, they go about 5 wide down the. Is it the Mistral here? It's the Mistral, isn't it? Yeah, Giacomelli's ahead of Jabouille.
Now he is.
Yeah, it's a strange variation of Paul Ricard we have here. I don't think it's ever actually been used in Formula 1, but it is one of the many configurations. I can Sierra's up to 2nd.
I mean, it has been used in Formula 1. It's just catered differently because of licensing. But anyway, Jabouille's now behind the two March cars, which is probably going to be expected. He's going to drop back because, as I know, the Techno is not very good in terms of its setup. Not setup, but car characteristics for this weekend. It hasn't got enough downforce apparently. So Jabri probably going to fall back as Vassell. And look at Redon, he's in the 6th now. That Supernova is working very well, which is probably why, well, not really why Fittipaldi's on pole. He probably should have been there anyway, but Redon should have featured far up in qualifying, but I think that's just his natural ability showing, and now the car's own ability is showing why he's getting up into the top 5 now. This is rather ridiculous, but anyway.
Vazel's recovered a little bit. He's only lost 1 position. It was a famous thing that Vazel used to do at Chevron, actually at the start of his Project 4 career, where he would lose a whole heap of positions on lap 1. He's not really doing that anymore. The last time I can really recall
the one thing I am currently glad of is the 2 Lucky Strike racing cars being at the back of the field. 15th and 16th. Funny. But anyway.
They are struggling. The championship leader, might we add, again, Nigel Mansell, 2 second places to his name in his career thus far. And Wilson's passed him as well now. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're going along. I wonder as well about pit stop strategies as to whether some teams might think there's a weight advantage of going for 4 stops. Redon, by the looks of his pace on the first lap, looks like he might be one of those ones.
Yes,
and the way the 2 marches have come through as well, they may be looking at that as well, but we'll find out. Fittipaldi still leads, though.
Indeed. So those 2, those Mauras and Fairfade still stuck into the back half of the top 10. Nakajima 7th now has settled and is up behind Jabri. Jabri's teammate behind him in 8th, and Salazar, then Beloff round off the top 10 so far, and the 2 Aston Martins are once again showing some promise early in the race, and Ravenshoek is sticking with his teammate this time again, like he was in Monaco early on.
Rare. I'm disappointed a little bit by Maura, because Maura last season did get a 1-2 here. I think Beloff nicked it from Guerrero on the last corner at the last lap, with Guerrero having done a great job.
Yeah.
But I think that March Light, the way that Sieur and Giacomelli are pressuring.
But look at Redon. He's 3rd now.
Yeah, Redon is definitely the lightest car in the field.
I mean, you say that about Mara, but the problem is they did manage to spurn any kind of championship challenge despite having the best car last season. So it does set.
And
you know, it's quite disappointing in general for a while.
When they did have the best car, they weren't winning races. Beloff and Guerrero won once apiece, and really there should have been 2 for Guerrero. So they didn't make the most of it when they had the chance, and this season it doesn't look like they have the chance. It looks like it's Fittipaldi, Vazel, Giacomelli, our regular front runners.
Indeed. Fittipaldi trying to make a break for it from the Shura, Redon and Giacomelli group together, then it's Vassell sort of on his own before Jabri then has Nakajima pressuring him. There's going to be a threat here of people losing DRS. I think Vassell, Jabri, probably most likely Shura as well could lose 2 attempts in the next sector with, well, next 2, isn't it? Or
I think Redon will pass him.
Yes, it's the next 2. Possibly into Signe, or whatever it's called.
Lebose, isn't it? Lebose?
No, this corner coming up here, the right-hander.
Not Lebose. Oh yeah, no, it's Signe. And Lebose is the one afterwards, I believe.
This is the corner that Finney went off, didn't he? That German man in 1982. Yeah, Jochen Mass, the one who recently passed away. But anyway, Fittipaldi.
Oh yeah, but I thought he died several times, but that's not relevant to the commentary today.
No, it's not. It isn't indeed. We're going quite a few decades back. But anyway, here's Fittipaldi.
Although Jochen Mass would be an appropriate driver to be on one of these grids.
Well, yes, but I mean, him existing in Formula 1 is many decades away. But anyway, Fittipaldi, has he got the gap on Shura? I doubt it. And no, he hasn't. Now, Vassell has managed to stay in. Jabwi's managed to stay in. Surprisingly, no one's managed to be gapped. I thought it would have happened this lap, but
Mansell's
maybe
last.
Next. Yes, it's quite tragic for him at the moment, because he's even Wilson is managing to be faster. Not enough for Mansell to lose DRS just yet, but he's struggling like hell at the moment.
It's like one of those random performances that you get occasionally at Monza.
Yeah, go on board with him and see if there's anything particularly that he's struggling with in terms of the corners. I don't know much about the Lucky Strike car at the moment, so I don't know if it's that.
It is theoretically meant to be the best car
But
on the grid.
that doesn't mean anything if it hasn't got the right characteristics for this race particularly. The Tyrrell yesterday was the best car, but it struggled massively, and Joey Scheckter managed to only just about get 6th place. Anyway, Shura in the lead, of course. Red on 2nd, which is probably the highest he's ever run naturally in a race, rather than just
Is it natural?
going later.
It's much lighter than everyone.
Well,
it's not
yes.
natural.
Well, no, it still is part of the game, though. I meant, as in he's before ran really long in terms of his tyres. And has got into a good position.
Very slow.
Yes,
I wonder.
it's got Giacomelli. Yeah.
March, you're very interesting.
Jabwi about to be in trouble here. Vassell also. Well, actually, no. Vassell will be fine. It will be Jabbi who's in trouble, and he's going to have Nakajima and Pantalone preying on him. Vassell also likes to see what March is doing. Unless Giacomelli is held up enough by Fittipaldi to not get the time he needs on the Swede. Look how bunched they are out that final corner.
Yeah. March are either very light or very fast. I'm not quite sure which one it is, as they look fantastic.
Vassell holds on, Jabwi doesn't. So now we've got a break in the group. Unfortunately, I would say. Anyway.
And it's Nakajima up to 6. Nakajima's run well and high in most of the races so far.
Indeed.
I.e. all 2 of them, I should say. And he has got no points for it, sadly.
Yep. Top 5 currently. Redon in the lead. Shura. And surely Redon is running quite light. Because there's no way... There's no way you could be this. Yes, I know. He's nearly already the DRS gap ahead of Shura. Or at least half a second, anyway. No, it is nearly a second gap already. That's rather ridiculous. We'll have to try and ignore him. Best we can, that is. But it might work. It might work, so maybe we don't have to ignore him. Anyway, the disappointing people. The disappointing people at the back. Mansell, probably Guerrero, and almost Beloff. He's in the top 10, but he's not getting anywhere in it at the moment because he's just stuck up.
There's a bottleneck behind Technos.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nakajima's going to gap past
first to,
I think
first to 16th, only 8 seconds, so as we said.
Yeah.
These tyres are going to go quite long, so we'll have to see. Anyway, Shura's gapping Fittipaldi as well, which is bad news for him, because he's going to have Vassell with Fittipaldi, which will be quite important for the overall race, actually, because you would assume those are probably the more
Sierra's on the boost. This is very important.
Yes, it is.
Sierra's on the boost because Fittipaldi needed to stay with Sierra. And Fittipaldi's going to lose out to Sierra now. Is he going to be in it? Will he be in? I don't think he'll be in though.
Yeah,
he's in.
Yeah, he will be.
Oh, he's fine then.
Yeah.
Because I think Sierra.
I think naturally without to be honest, naturally without boost, I think he would have lost DRS anyway. So it's rather been good for him there.
Sierra, I think, he's light, but not as light as Redall.
Yeah. Pantano's gone back quite a few places somehow.
Yeah.
I don't think he's used his boost. Did he use his boost? Oh, yes, yeah.
He would have, and he lost DRS to Nakajima, yeah.
Where did he get ahead? Oh, yes, he did get ahead of Jabri, didn't he? Yeah, fair enough.
It is a 5-car race in the front. I fancy Vizelle a bit here, but
I would have fancied him if he had got up behind Fittipaldi and Fittipaldi had lost DRS, but as long as Fittipaldi's in this, then it's going to be quite tight, I think.
Fittipaldi's not in it at the moment because Sierra's over a second clear.
Yes, but he might be fuelled poorly compared, so it's all
we'll see.
Or perhaps, well, we don't really know what the March is like, really, so
no,
he might be as competitive.
We're expecting 2 stops here, and because of that, it means that the load that people are going to be having
Vassell is in trouble.
Their stop is going to be pretty significant.
It's going to be
and
dropped.
What it means if you're coming out of the pits with a heavy load, and someone else is going a lap longer, we're going to see a bigger difference in terms of overcut than we have previously, because the overcut previously hasn't done that much. But obviously the tyres may be a problem, so it could be that 4 stops is great. And I'm presuming that based on their pace, Redon and Sierra are going for 4 stops. And Giacomelli, once he passes Fittipaldi, we may have our answer to that too.
Indeed. Now, does Jabri stay with Nakajima? He sort of needs to here, really. The rest we've got in front, which is Fittipaldi being passed, and Vassell actually managed to stay in DRS. Nearly lost it. It was about 0.98 seconds behind. Jabri, lucky
Good
for
job from
himself,
Jabri.
has got ahead of Nakajima, but I don't think he's faster than Nakajima, so it's just going to be more pain for him the next lap. Anyway.
He's going to get freight trained like Panzano was.
Indeed. It's just not... Well, Vassell's now past Fittipaldi. Is that boost? No, that was just him being quicker. It looks like Fittipaldi's struggling. So Vassell now in this. Again. Won last weekend. For the first time since Germany season... What was it? What number was it? I forgot.
4 or 5?
No, it was for Chevron. It was for Chevron, and it must have been... Yeah, it must have been 5, yeah.
5.
So that was 2 seasons prior, wasn't it? So... Yeah. Anyway.
He is on a streak of 16 races finishing in the top 5.
That is worth saying. He almost obviously did not have his seat for this season. Depay was going to stay until he got shipped off to Alfa Romeo last minute because of the untimely demise of Riccardo Patrese to a cycling accident, or sorry, mountaineering accident, or whatever the hell it was. But anyway, Redon in the lead, 1.5 seconds ahead of Shearer. Giacomelli closing in on his teammate, so it's going to be the 2 marchers having a bit of their own party up at the front. Vassell
actually completely incorrect that Vassell finished 6th at this race last season, so he's finished in the top 6 in the last 16 races. He's been in the top 5 in 15 of those. Yep, and Giacomelli, is he going to take the lead?
Surely he will. Vassell going to be passed by Fittipaldi, so that's now grouped together. Nakajima does stay with Jabri, but Jabri I don't think is going to get as freight trained as he might have been. He might lose 2 positions. No, it'll just be the 1.
I'm thinking to do a conventional 3-stop here, because I think most people are going to be pitting lap 12 and lap 24. To do a conventional 3-stop here, you'd be going, what, 9, 18, 27. Yep. I wonder if March are going to be in on laps 9 and 10 and be 3-stopping.
It's important to see where Redon comes out here, because of the gap that he was building up. How much time?
Redon's going to be heavy now.
Yes, that's the thing. Does he lose enough time for the 2 marches to get ahead of him and then clear off?
Almost certainly.
But then of course Redon. But then of course But then of course Redon's going to be light again, isn't he? So it's just gonna. Although this time the 2 marches will be together on their own, unlike previously where they were fighting Fittipaldi and others.
So 20 seconds about that for a pit stop. If March, I don't think the 4-stop's going to work.
Yeah.
If we see March coming in on lap 9 and 10, I think they'll end up apart. I think one of them will definitely get. Yeah, they're on the boost now actually, so I think everyone's going to go and get Redon, but we'll see.
I wonder if Vassell was going to lose DRS here now.
No, he looks alright.
No, I think he might lose it because he was about 8 tenths behind, and I think with the effect of Fittipaldi using the boost where he is going to get him a second ahead of Vassell, unless this last sector's good enough from this Swedish driver. Although, is anyone going to be in this lap?
See.
No, they continue on. Well, at least at the front, that is. Anyway. Yeah, this is just a bottleneck of a group now up behind Nakajima. Nakajima's not so much faster than everyone else behind him.
Now, if March are 4-stopping, which their pace suggests they may just be... If they're 4-stopping, which their pace does suggest they may just be doing, then we would expect to see one of the marchers in this lap. And based on the early race, my guess would be Mark Sierra.
Yep. Be interested to see if anyone runs out of fuel yet. That's the thing. The Aston Martins will probably be the best chance of it happening, you would say.
Redon's sector times are not good. However, he did not use boost last lap, which I think is the reason that he lost 2 seconds on the last lap to the rest of the field.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, because if he's 4-stopping, everyone has 3 stops to go, and he's 10 seconds off the pack.
Yeah. I mean, he's just lost about half a second there, I think.
Salazar is going to end up in 5th if he can hold on to the back of Jabwi, which would be nice for him.
It looks like he can, compared to his teammate who was losing, well, nearly lost to DRS actually. It looks like he's more comfortable.
Are Ferrofate starting to come back to their old form, do we think?
Not really.
Maybe?
No, because they No, because they were where March are currently, I would say, if they were back to their old form.
Oh
At the
yes, in
front of
season
races.
4 when they got a dominant 1-2
Yeah.
here. So will Sura be in this lap? Surely the March of 4. Either they've got
One
a
of them,
fantastically quick
I
car,
think.
or they're 4-stopping. And my guess is they're 4-stopping.
Yeah. It looks like Fittipaldi's got the measure of Vassell anyway.
Yep.
Sure it is in. Yeah. Vassell hasn't got an
Fittipaldi's the
answer for... Yeah, he hasn't got the answer for Fittipaldi at the moment.
How many places will Jabri lose?
2. I don't think we'll lose any more than that. Yep, just 2.
Both verified. When were they last in the top 5 together? Must be a while. So Giacomelli will be in this lap, I presume, unless March have split.
Anyway, here's Sure.
We'll
Redon is absolutely nowhere near him.
Redon's got some boost to burn.
Yes, he has, but let's see if Shuro's got the pace. Of course, his tyres are going to be quite cold, but yeah. He's going to use more boost than Shuro has. No. Yes, he has, actually. So, yeah,
he has.
More. He uses more. Just tends to be what happens.
So Giacomelli leads.
He still looks near to about a second behind Shuro, though. So. And one's got fresher tyres, but the other's got less amount of fuel now.
Could we get Aston Martins in the points here? They're looking comfortable.
They are. Nakajima is in all sorts of trouble here. It's just the races, again, he's not very good at.
I think that's a bit unfair. I think in Monaco he would have been in the top 5 if he hadn't run out of fuel. In Hungary he was looking okay. Then
again, a lot of people were helped by what happened in Monaco. Such as this man we're watching at the moment, Jabri. He was absolutely hopeless in Hungary. A bit better today, but still struggling.
Giacomelli should have won Monte Carlo.
Yes, I would agree there. Anyway, he's 2.2 seconds ahead of Fittipaldi. Potential winner today, you must say.
He looks the favourite to win.
Vassell looks less likely for it.
And he is.
Yeah, he is.
Giacomelli is in.
So Fittipaldi now takes the lead once more for the first time in probably about 6 or 7 laps. It's probably actually more than that, but anyway.
And Nakajima's lost DRS.
Thank God, because he needs to be out of the way, really. He's too much of a...
I think Hanslo's coming through as well.
Yeah, he's too much of a problem, really, at the moment. Question is whether Salazar can now gap Jabwi again. Probably from this position at the moment.
Where's Giacomelli? So. Will Giacomelli be ahead of these two?
He's behind
He comes out in between. So...
Did Redon get DRS? He clearly didn't.
No, Redon didn't. He didn't.
But now he will, because Giacomelli's got a whole lap to speed up, and there's no way he's going to gap him at this stage. He might
Someone's
be
boosting.
Past.
It looks like Belloff.
Yeah, we'll go to the front here. Jabri's reacted. He's the last one, I think, of this small group to do it.
Boosting on the straights is probably the greatest way to overheat your tyres.
Yeah, true enough. Anyway, Belloff looks like he wants to get past the Frenchman.
Once you overheat them, it's very hard to bring them
slightly coming
back
into his own now, though, Belloff. At least in the lower half of the top 10.
Well, he's 5th.
Well, yes, what will be the lower half of the top 10 wants to make their stop, I mean.
Yeah, but if everyone's got 3 stops,
yeah, Salazar's a really good pace.
Yeah,
it's a really good pace.
Will he be in this lap or not? Someone's going to be in this lap, I think.
Presumably,
Let's hope we don't see people. I hope we go a whole race without anyone running out of fuel, because that's plagued us with 6 cars in Monaco, 5 cars in Hungary.
Can someone try a 1 stop, please?
We should have 4 today.
That would be excellent to see.
Oh.
Not as if it's possible, unfortunately, but anyway. No one in. Well, no one in from what we... Well, yes, Ravenshoek. Yeah, but that's rather...
That's bad news for Guerrero. Bad news for Guerrero, because that split the pack.
Yeah, that's, now Bassell, Wilson and Mansell will get past him, presumably. Not Mansell.
All 3? Not Mansell.
Not going well for him at the moment, is it? Anyway, at the front, well, what will be the front of the pack again once everyone makes their stop? It's Sure and Giacomelli.
But will it?
Exchange. Well, yeah, well, it might be. It might not be. It'll still be the front, but it won't. It might not be the lead group. But anyway.
I think actually you're right, because the lap times those guys you've pitted are setting. Those lap times are not bad.
Well, no.
The fresher tyres compared to the worn tyres of the leaders.
Well, let's see.
Sure
has got a bit of an advantage over his teammate now, Giacomelli, having used a bit more boost, because he's on a different cycle. Giacomelli was on the previous one. But anyway, Jabri will not want to, well, will want to be put in this lap because he's got a whole collection of cars behind him and he's nowhere near the
But it doesn't matter because if he doesn't pit and Beloff does pit, then he's safe.
Well, yes, but what if none of them pit? That's the thing.
Well, I think we're going to see pretty much most of the cars pile into the pits this
Okay
lap.
then. So Fittipaldi, Vassell, Jabri, top
1/3
three.
race distance.
Yeah.
The quickest driver on the circuit is Mark Sura.
Yeah, that was
Quite
because of his.
comfortably,
Yeah, his first sector was because of the boost in the
But the
DRS.
middle sector's really good as well.
Yes, of
so
course
actually,
it is.
The tyres.
They are on fresher tyres.
The tyres is more important than the weight, it seems.
Well, at this stage, yes. Because they've been going quite a long time now. Anyway, Fittipaldi, Vassell in Jabwi not. I mean, that's bad for him, potentially. I think he's going a lap too long. Dear God, now Wilson's in the top 3 at the moment.
Guerrero comes back, though.
Indeed.
Boisel.
Indeed he does. Anyway, where does everyone come out? Red on now ahead of the 2 marches, and they're way ahead of everyone who's coming out of the pits, by the way. They are
So this might work for them.
Yes, they are. Like,
this might be where we see the weight being more.
Yeah, important. I don't see. There is no way they can close that gap on tyres only 2 laps fresher, and they're going to be on
Monaco. In Monaco,
it's basically
the 4-stop didn't work.
It's basically going to come down to the stop. It's going to come down to the amount of time that they get in this stint here, and if they can do an extra. Well, whoever's going to do an extra stop, which would just be red on, wouldn't it? I think the marches might be okay. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. They'll have to stretch it, won't they, in one stint if they want to make the same as Fittipaldi and behind, but... I mean, they're not 10 seconds ahead of Fittipaldi, so... But they could be in the end. It just like Red Bull's trying to take
20.
off. Yes, I know, they need more than that. But then, they'd hope that the fresher tyres at the end potentially might help them, but... I mean, we have seen that in Paul Ricard. We did see that in Paul Ricard in the old format. If you had fresher tyres at the end, you just absolutely mullered everyone right before the end of the race.
Right. The guys who run longer are not really making any time on the overcards.
Yes, because it doesn't work. The tyres are absolutely wrecked, and the fuel difference isn't going to mean anything.
It's a fuel difference. It's going to be a 30-litre difference, and it doesn't make a difference.
Well, no.
Interesting. Anyway, Mansell's going to stay out then.
That's possibly one of the worst decisions Lucky Strike Racing have made today. But anyway,
he's almost been caught already by Red on.
Yeah. Well, we saw this. Well, we saw this yesterday in the IC. You know, people going longer ended up being catched up by people doing similar strategies, just because they were so much quicker earlier in the race. It happened previously.
Going to rejoin it. That's actually worked out pretty well for Jabwi.
It's all right. He's going to use his boost as well to catch up to Beloff, but he's not. Okay, he was already quite far behind Vassell anyway, but I don't think he's actually in the DRS at Beloff, is he? It's whether he can gap Salazar because he doesn't want to be back in that group again with Nakajima. Adam still 11th.
Salazar's going to warm the tyres.
Reverstrick's gone back a position. I mean, relatively. Unless someone... Oh, well, no, Mansell obviously needs to stop, doesn't he?
Mansell's been caught.
So Adam's actually gained the position, hasn't he? He's 11th now. Yeah. It'd be funny if Mansell goes even an extra lap here. By accident. Anyway. Giacomelli, Shura, Redon remains the proper lead group at the moment. Fittipaldi is just 8.2 seconds behind. Vassell closing in on him.
This is going to work, isn't it, for the 4-stoppers? It's actually going to work for them.
Well, we'll have to see. Because they need a good gap, don't they? They need the gap that they can get on the last stint and have good enough tyres to fight them at the end.
They're on the boost here, all of these guys.
Yeah. Is Mansell in then? He's boosting as he's coming into the pit lane, and that has to be interrupted. Which is probably not the best thing.
And Sura is going to lose the lead.
I
suppose this is the first. This is the first race we've really seen where
bad news for Jabwi. Struggled on his outlap and has got Salazar now. Well, okay, we only lose one position, so basically we're behind who he already was behind.
Yeah, this is the first race that I'd say we've seen where you can really use DRS to frequently swap positions with other cars.
Yeah.
And I think that's helping the guys who are trying to do one fewer stop, because if you were trying to make a gap by yourself without the assistance of DRS, and obviously Fittipaldi and Vizell aren't using DRS, I think they'd have a much harder time trying to create a gap on to do an extra stop.
Meloff has done really excellent here. He's absolutely... I don't know what he's done here, but he's done such a great job, and he's actually not far behind Vassell.
If the 3-stop works, he'll be on the podium. However, sorry, the 2-stop works. However, it is looking very, very good for those trying to do 3.
You mean 4 or 3?
No, it's 3. It's 3. I was confused.
Oh yes, 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
2 and 3. Yeah.
Redon's going to go to the lead. I wonder if they're going to drop Sierra.
He doesn't go to the lead. He just uses a bit of his boost.
That should be fine for Sierra then.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just going to be staying to get... But they're gapping Fittipaldi, but not gapping him massively. It's interesting, because... Is the tyre advantage at the end going to be any good for them? If they lose 20 seconds?
But it's lap 15. They've already made up 10 seconds.
Yeah, but are they going to? Yes, but are they going to make up any more? They're going to start losing.
Yeah, because they're still lapping faster. The overcut isn't built to bringing Fittipaldi back any time. Fittipaldi needs to be making back time when each overcut. Jabou's about to get slaughtered.
Yeah, 10.4. He is losing a lot of time. Mostly because he's not working with anyone either. It's just on his own.
That's what I mean. If they didn't have DRS out front, it wouldn't be working for him as well.
No. Yeah, that's gone terribly for Jabou, as I thought it might. Couldn't afford having that poor outlap. Yeah, but he won't. I think he'll probably be gapped again, surely.
Ravenstuck pitting ruined Guerrero's race completely.
Yes, it has.
The overcut's useless is basically what we've determined.
Yep. Mansell still 16th. Might remain there. Can't lie.
Yeah, I think he will. Well, I think it's going to very shortly come before the governing body as to whether we keep refueling for another season in this championship. I think it's going to be a very short discussion.
Yeah, I don't think
because
it's a shame you can't change it mid-season, because it's absolutely ruining the championship. I must say
the tyre rules have made it kind of interesting.
It made it interesting in Monaco it makes it interesting in certain ways, but not very good ones.
Well, it makes things more even. It takes an element of strategy out of it and makes it more even in terms of performance.
Don't know what the hell's happened there, but Jabou's now stuck up behind Ravenstuck.
There was some boosting going on.
Yeah.
It's possible that Ravenstuck is simply just so poor at driving that Jabou's on the boost now.
Yeah.
I think Johnny Adam might be in trouble.
Have the Ferrofades cleared? No. Has Nakajima got into Salazar's DRS? Yes, he has.
They're all still fine, and Guerrero's really trying, but he's not able.
Vassell's now with Fittipaldi, but that's because of boosting. Vassell's used about 3 different cycles to close up on Fittipaldi.
Yeah, Fittipaldi's now going to use. Fittipaldi hasn't used most of his boost. He's now going to get a good run through the slow section with a lot of boost.
Yeah.
Which will probably put him behind or equal. This could be where Fittipaldi starts turning the screw on the 3 stoppers.
Potentially.
What's his sector like? Purple and 2 seconds faster.
Indeed.
I
don't really understand how Aston Martin can run so high up here.
Because they've got a good car.
No.
Their main problem is generally they've always put way too much fuel in, or been on the wrong push level. And now that you've eliminated that problem,
no, but it is rather scandalous that a level 20, a talent 23 can compete with these 30 talents.
But because he's talent 23, his driving stats are all 30, and he's basically apart from
the guy
Jabou,
2 places behind him is also maxed on 30. I think it's really relevant.
Yeah. But that's one of the problems with the league, is that some people's driving stats are better than others. But anyway, I'm not that surprised that Adam's doing so well. Wilson is nowhere near the back of this pack anymore, and Mansell's even further back. Redon in again, so
Well, he's
very
nearly 3
early.
seconds behind his teammates. An absolutely awful performance from Mansell. One that deserves a lashing, I think. Redon in.
Well, it would be worse if Wilson was in the points, but Wilson's not in the points, so...
Why the hell should Mansell be here, considering how poor... Well, Wilson is definitely much poorer than Mansell, so... I don't quite agree with that statement that you've said there. I think it's just shit either way. Anyway, Perloff in the top 5 now. The two Ferrofades are exchanging positions here, and Adam is a bottleneck who's just quick enough to stay in DRS, but not enough to drop back. Sorry, he's not slow enough to drop back. Yep.
Sierra's going to be in this lap.
He is.
And that's going to be interesting because Sierra is behind
Look where Redon
by
is,
over
though.
a second already.
He's with Ravenstuck, and he's up behind this group here who have not even made their second stop.
They're going to win. It's going to be a win.
It'd be excellent
if
It'd be excellent if Redon can win on home turf here.
Well, Patrick Depay won on home turf yesterday.
Yes, he did. Just about. Although it should have probably been his fellow countryman, Jarrier, but
yes, with 4 French in the top 5. Excellent from Jarrier yesterday.
It's been an excellent season so far for the French, actually.
Yes, 2 French drivers on the podium in every race.
Anyway.
So, Sierra, this is going to be interesting because Sierra's probably going to come out ahead of Redon. Maybe.
Depends on how Redon's done on this.
This is starting to look really good for Bruno Giacomelli.
It is. Because he's gapping his teammate. And we'll be gapping Redon.
Right, let's see where Sierra rejoins. Because that's going to be the real test of what's going on.
Is he in his box yet? Not quite. Now he is. Where's Redon? Redon is not even at the final corner yet. Well, now he is. He's finally there. Out of it. Got DRS. Interesting is where Shura and Redon figure in the group as well, because they're now with other cars, ones that they should be quicker than, but he's behind Redon.
If Sierra's behind, my reckoning is that Giacomelli is going to be around Jabwi.
Should be ahead of Ravenstuck at least.
Unless his tyres have gone off. But on the last lap, no indication at all of that. He looks like he's in fine form.
He must be about 21 seconds nearly ahead of Shura. Oh, that's gonna be. I think they should be pretty close together actually. I suspect.
He was second ahead of Sierra before, so I think it'll be around Ravenstuck. Someone's on the boost. Everyone's on the boost actually.
No, they are.
Verifade are having their best race in a long time for both cars. Really good race. Yeah, given they only had a double point score once last season.
Yeah, but it makes you question if they had better drivers, perhaps at least Nakajima's sake. They probably could be a bit
Nakajima's probably should have been in the top 5 in both races so far. He certainly should have been in Monaco, and he was probably on for a 6th in the Hungarian before he ran out of fuel.
Perhaps.
Twice, but Panzer's in trouble here unless he goes on the boost. Because I think Panzer's lost. Yes, I think Panzer's lost a second. Yeah, things are about to happen.
They've boosted it. They're just boosted, so yeah. That would be why. Anyway.
I think Panzer's caught up a little
Giacomelli's gone for another lap. Interesting.
Antono's fine, Ravenstuck is not fine, and here comes Redon. But Guerrero must be lighter than Sierra now, because Guerrero's past Sierra.
Yeah,
Sierra's got a lot of boost to use.
Yeah, I think they're going to do
Redon.
it. They are going to do it, because Giacomelli's got a very healthy gap over Fittipaldi. We can't be going much longer as well.
We'll go to lap 24.
Exactly.
But Fittipaldi's tyres are going to fall off. They're going to gain on tyres and they're going to gain on weight.
Exactly.
Is Redon going to start?
Well, not on
weight,
weight, but
now.
Well, they'll gain on weight again for the next time they all stop. Yeah.
That's what we're going to see now. Is Redon going to close up to Jabwi? If he does, then I think it's going to be a victory for the 4 stoppers. which I can't say is what I would have expected.
Yeah.
But once again, it improves
It
how
should be a March, though,
utterly...
you would say. It would have to be a March car. I don't think Redon's going to
But
hold on.
I said 4 stoppers again. But the 3 stoppers. I
Three.
think if the 3 stoppers win this and come in 1, 2, 3, it is one of the great examples of how utterly ridiculous refueling is, that you can make up 20 seconds in 36 laps by running marginally lighter.
Well, yes, 2 of the cars are going to be of a team that basically got appeased for this to happen, effectively, to show how ridiculous it was.
And I think if the 3 stoppers win today, it is not good. It's a bad day for the championship.
It is.
Because it just is ridiculous. You should not be able to make up a pit stop in 36 laps just by being slightly lighter.
Yeah.
It should not make that much of a difference.
Then again, it is Paul Ricard.
Yeah, but it's... well...
do that naturally in races as well.
Well, it's still a
longer ones, of course, but you can do it.
Ravenshoek's starting to fade now.
Now, where's Giacometti? He's ahead. He's ahead of both Redon and...
He's going to go on the boost. He's got loads of boost as well.
Yeah, he's going to be up behind Adam and Jabwi. Yeah.
I think it's fair to declare that Giacometti has won this race.
Yep, I would agree.
Which is not undeserved. He should have won at Monaco.
And there's going to be... well, Fittipaldi's going to be on the same straight that Giacometti's going to be on. So, yeah, I don't think there's any chance that Fittipaldi's going to do anything here. He's got no help at the front.
And there's going to be...
he's got a load of boosts, but that's going to be no good until it gets triggered again.
Giacometti will have a 6-lap overcut. He'll go to lap 30.
Indeed.
And he's probably already going to be quicker just on the tyres being fresher.
Yeah, very much so. I'm pleased by where Beloff is, though.
Yeah, well, Beloff's driven well today.
Yes. Sort of hope that he gets up to Vassell, but I don't think he will. I think they've just got similar
I don't think he's quite quick enough. Nakajima's starting to look very good.
They've just got similar pace, so no. Yeah. I wonder if Shearer can stay in DRS here with Giacometti, with him being stuck up behind Adam, although will people be in yet?
Yeah, he should.
No.
No, people are going to... I think the next car in will be Ravenshoek on lap 23.
There goes Giacometti then. Can he pass Adam? You would say he should do. Well, he would have done a couple seasons ago, actually.
So much. It's terrible because we're looking at a car that Adam has got 3 laps left to fuel,
Salazar,
which should be 9 litres.
For some reason, has now managed to decided to just collapse completely.
Yeah. Adam should have 9 litres of fuel left in his tank.
Swings and roundabouts for Salazar is extraordinary. Oh, here goes Adam with boost, and then Salazar.
And Giacometti should have 27 litres left in his tank.
That was absolutely nonsensical what just happened there. None of it was coherent.
It should not be possible for... It should not be possible for Giacometti to be sticking with these guys when he's got 3 times the quantity of fuel on.
Yes, I know, but it is what it is.
It's a complete farce.
It is. It is what it is. Maybe we should have picked a different tyre.
But if it was the mediums, everyone would have done 4 stops, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But actually, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
You might have actually... I think you would have struggled to do 4 stops on the mediums with the wear on that. You actually think would have been on 5
and you
stops.
technically speaking can't set a 5-stop, can you? So
no, you cannot.
It just defaults onto the same tyre for, well, the amount of laps left, isn't it? Usually.
Yeah. Wiesel's decided to
assist. It's even more of a problem.
Wiesel's decided to assist Fittipaldi.
Yeah.
Ravenshoek's completely capitulated, and I'm not entirely sure why.
That's just his natural self, isn't it? He's also one of the earlier stoppers, isn't he? Of the ones who are doing the less amount. Although he might even struggle.
Wiesel didn't even get DRS. I thought Wiesel was going to get into DRS, but he hasn't.
Yeah, he just lost time for some reason. Anyway. God, not an awful lot happened there.
Well, as long as Adam can't hold off Giacometti. So,
and Shearer's gone through it as well with boost.
And Redon's now fallen away a bit.
Yeah.
Herrera's caught him.
That's intriguing, to say the least. Anyway, at the front, Fittipaldi, Vassell, but they're in a second-class battle really at the moment. Sure, and Giacomelli are only 6 seconds behind both. Well, it's now 5.4, so it's only decreasing.
It's not looking good for the guys.
Yeah, the tyres are just it's just too much of a stretch. I mean, I must say, at Paul Ricard, it is difficult to do this anyway. It was difficult to go quite long anyway, even in the old system that before refueling.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
so I'm yeah, I know. So I'm actually not really surprised by the fact that people go and doing this in terms of the tyre offset that they have. It's working. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the tyres, but it's the weight difference that I can't get over. When you got 3 times the quantity of fuel on board, it's absurd. I think the people who developed the game is a complete failure to understand how refueling works, and are just incompetent.
Yeah,
and
well, a
lazy
big problem is that you can just make a stop and lose about basically the same amount of time as usual.
You don't lose any time.
Yes, I know. That's what I mean. You just lose nothing. You lose nothing for the extra amount of fuel that you put in. It doesn't really matter how much you put in, effectively.
Right.
It did used to, though, didn't it? It was a proper refueling. Refueling used to be much better back in the day.
Refueling used to work, yeah, before they did the 3.
I don't really understand how they've managed to screw that up, but anyway, it always seems to be this bloody race that we criticise the IGP devs. It was so about 2 seasons ago, I seem to remember. But anyway.
Unless he runs out of fuel, Giacomelli's 1.
Yeah.
As Ravenshook
He's only 4. He's gonna be. Is he gonna be with them at the end of this friggin' lap? Because it looks like it.
Well, they're all going to be in this lap anyway, so.
Well, yes, but can he in this sector literally close up on Vassell? Past Beloff and then close up on Vassell? You have to wonder at this point. It's probably
Nakajima's going to try and stay with him. Not going to.
Very much so. And there's red on as well. Complicating
Adam's fading as well.
Yeah, this is just bad news for the people going way too long on this stint, like Jabwi, because they're just going to be absolutely slow as balls in the next lap that they're going to be doing. I think that's as it was yesterday. Really, you didn't benefit from going longer.
No, but it's a different rule set. You didn't have an advantage of being, 35 litres of lighter than someone. That should count far more than the tyre grip, unless the tyres that we've got are dreadful, which is clearly the tyres that we have are absolutely awful.
Going to lead. Nakajima's going to be third, 4th red on. What the hell is going on with Nakajima? Oh yes, he did pit on this end. I don't know how the hell Nakajima's managed to just absolutely clear off from the other guy who pit on the same lap as him.
He's quicker, clearly.
Well, no, I think he got into a group where it really helped him, along with boosting here, which is now what Jabber's had to do.
Can Nakajima go to the lead and block the marches? No, he's only going to go to second and block Giacomelli.
Once again, the Lucky Strike's running in the top 10 before their stop. They ain't going to be anywhere though.
They are going to be 15th. They might be. Wilson was having a little scrap.
Mansell's managed to use more boost than Wilson and is still nowhere near her.
It's truly shocking, but
it is really. If you have to consider just how poor Desiree Wilson is as a driver. No offense to
a lot of big results.
No offense to her, but she is absolutely awful, and it proved itself.
She's got a lot of.
She's a Formula Junior champion, but if you looked at any of her results after that, she was absolutely shit.
Yeah, she has in the Star Championship. She is either a big hitter or a no scorer. Her point, I think she scored in 5 races last season. She got 2 seconds.
Yes, well, I have to consider the fact that she was racing for Lucky Strike Racing. That's the problem.
Which appears to become one of the best teams. Yes.
No, maybe she needed to go to another team, although it's really the only one that kind of relates back to her, so it's it has to be that.
Sure, March would have anybody.
Oh yes, potentially. If Tyrrell had still been in the championship as well, possibly.
Yes, well, I suspect that there would be strong opposition from the ownership of that team, but Nakajima pits.
Oh, really? Yes, possibly. Anyway, yeah, true.
Jabwi's gone longer.
I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just
He might make a lot of time at the end.
no, he won't. He's gonna have tyres only like 2 laps younger, and he's gonna be so far back from the group. He might even end up being behind people that he wasn't before he made his last stop, like the two Astons. Sorry, not the two Astons. So they're not really in this at all.
Hang on. Nakajima has overcut Beloff.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know how that's happened.
And Pantano and interesting. Fittipaldi though is now.
That must have been the boosting. That must have been the boosting. It must have been. I mean, Beloff's got more. Has he got? No, he's got the same amount. It must have been the amount of boost there, and how effectively that was used by Nakajima. That must have been right by the head. Yeah, very fortunate race management, really. I would say.
Giacomelli's going to be leading the championship.
Yes, I mean that's fine though. I see no issue with that. It's better than the current guy leading.
I think there is a curse of whoever leads the championship then doesn't score in the next race.
Ah.
Giacomelli passes Sierra.
Well, if this was ARC in the early stages of last season, then I would probably agree that it might happen to Giacomelli in the next race. But unfortunately, it's a new team.
Yeah. I mean, Fittipaldi is now over a pit stop behind them. He's got a lot of boost in reserve, but he is now over.
He's going to be slow as well, so yeah, it's over.
It's over unless someone can prompt him to go and dump all that boost.
Yeah, but even then, it won't do anything for him. He's just going to be slower. He's going to lose all that gap again. I don't really understand this from Jabwi. A rather ridiculous. And Mansell's going even longer. That's the ridiculous thing.
The overcut worked for Nakajima, bizarrely.
Yes, because he had used boost in a certain part of the track where it worked for him. And he was already quite quick. And it was already quite...
Adam's now last.
He was already quite quick anyway. Look at where Jab
It's not gone well for Aston. It's not gone well for Aston, although Adam is about to pass Guerrero.
Okay,
it's an odd race the way this played out, actually.
Okay, Jabwi's probably where he should be, really, which is nice.
Jabwi's overcut Pantano and Salazar.
I thought he was with them. He was basically with them anyway. He wasn't ahead, but he was practically with them. I don't know what's happened to Pantano, because he got to the front of that group, didn't he? Ahead of both Ferrofades.
Yeah, but... I mean, it...
Yeah.
Well...
It's
bad race for Guerrero. Very bad race.
It's very good for Nakajima though, where he is, because he's now with a group that are going to be with him the whole end of this race.
He's gonna just finish seventh. He's gonna just finish seventh, isn't he?
Well, yes, but they'll be ahead of these guys at least. Who are going to be fighting over each other continuously. Salazar and Pantano back to the front though. Here's Shura and Giacomelli, which is rather a pointless battle at this point, because we know Shura's just going to absolutely die at the end of the race. Can he get second, though?
Yeah. It's going to be a March one, too. It's whether
I think it was Max Mosley who said he would be back. And he's in.
Yeah, that's what I'd expect him. And he'll be ahead of Fittipaldi, easily.
Yeah. He will be.
Redon is now running long.
Some boosting at the back, yeah, around the final section.
It's Nakajima. This is good. This might help Fittipaldi if Zell can go past him, because this will get Fittipaldi to finally dump the absolute mountain of boost.
Oh, Jabwi's decided to just boost away from Salazar. It hasn't really worked though. Hasn't got him. It's going to keep him ahead of his teammate.
Shura's miles ahead of them.
Yeah, he is. I mean, 20 seconds is enough anyway. 22, you're going to be miles ahead.
Extraordinary. So,
yeah. It goes Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi's now decided to use his boost at last. Slightly unprompted, apart from the fact he's got a quicker car than him in front of him.
It was prompted by Vizell getting into his DRS.
It wasn't. Fair enough. Anyway, Nakajima still running 7th.
This might give it. Who's got the fastest lap of the race? Giacomelli. Fittipaldi might challenge that. Mansell's past Ravenstuk. So
sadly, I don't think Adam's going to get a point, is he?
Yeah.
No chance.
Somewhere along the line, it might go wrong for Aston.
Yeah. How the hell is Ravenstuk behind Mansell?
Yeah,
I
somewhere along the
just,
lines,
I
four-lap
don't,
overcut.
yeah, but no.
I don't get it. I really don't get what's going on here. I really don't.
Well, to be fair, they are a completely differently run account to most people, even if they are slightly better run than they used to be. So perhaps there is some problems there. I think it's just Ravenstuk not being a very good driver, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, red on him. Where's he gonna come out, you wonder? Because he's not gonna, well, he's not gonna be ahead of Fittipaldi, is he? He's only 15 seconds ahead.
He'll be around Beloff, I think,
Yeah.
and it might actually be tougher for him to.
Yeah, it'll be slightly tougher, but he'll still have fresh tyres, so at least what, 4 lap fresher than most. That should be enough.
Yeah,
To get him
Jabwi's
back
got
up.
to move on now. Jabwi might actually salvage something from this.
I mean, he was already going to get a points position, so there's not really much else to it. He's going to be 7th at best if he can close
I think
in on
what we have
Nakajima.
now is the top 10 is very much settled. I don't see any of the guys outside the top 10
Well,
doing anything. To
guess
get
who's
anywhere
11th?
near
It's
it.
Raul Bursell. Then it's Guerrero.
Yes.
Then it's Adam.
Yeah, Guerrero's been
Ravenstuk
a
and
bit unlucky.
Mansell are having a
disappointed.
battle together. Something I thought I would never say before this race, but there we are.
Championship leader could well be last.
Funny.
I don't think he will be, but he could be.
No, he probably won't because he's got fresh enough tyres. He's back ahead anyway because he's boosted, presumably.
Giacomelli should be at the end of next lap, I think.
I sort of hope Fittipaldi just dies or collapses or runs out of fuel or something, so Beloff can get the last
Beloff
podium. Yes.
I think Redon is going to beat.
Or
Beloff.
Redon or Redon might beat him. In fact, yes.
I think it's going to be Redon.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Because he's got a bit of boost, a bit extra. He's got 4 lap fresher tyres. It's not the most massive amount of offset, and they're now all on similar fuel, so.
They should all have the exact same fuel load now, so it's all going to be in the tyres.
Yeah.
But what we saw before was that with younger
they add
tyres,
heavier. So if anything,
the
effect should be even greater. That said,
Yeah.
the end of the race can be a rather weird thing.
we have failed to consider that Redon is terrible. So
well, he's been terrible, and he's yet running the top 5 most, well, all the race basically, apart
Yeah,
from
but
like, the
that's
opening lap.
isn't it?
Well, yes, but
Giacomelli-
now his strategy is better now. He's on the same fuel and has got fresher tyres.
Yeah. Well, we have just looked at
Yeah, he's going to get it.
Giacomelli's just pitted and come out in the lead.
Yeah.
So it's a March 1-2. I think Giacomelli's going to win this quite comfortably.
Jabwe ahead of Nakajima now, and in 7th.
Yeah, Jabwe's starting to make things happen.
Too late though. He should have really been with Beloff if he'd been good enough, but he hasn't been.
But he was on the front row, wasn't he, Jabwe?
Exactly. He hasn't been good
Beloff
enough.
started 8.
Yeah, he hasn't been good enough.
Beloff has put him on the drives of the day. He's caught Vizelle. He might beat Vizelle yet.
Yeah, he might do.
He's put him on the drives of the day.
He's got the same tyres. Going for it at the chicane, which is a variation. Well, yes, it is a variation of Paul Ricard. It's just very mixed up because of the licenses.
Yeah.
It used to look correct, but anyway, we'll ignore all that.
Someone's on the boost. Is it Nakajima? It is Nakajima.
I think the most disgraceful thing is that the landscape looks absolutely nothing like the south of France. But anyway.
It looks like it's in a field in Buckinghamshire.
Yes, exactly. Every track looks like that, mostly.
We actually secretly run the whole calendar in Buckinghamshire on replicas of the real circuits.
Yes.
You can see the nice trees that.
I think I prefer the idea Bernie had in 2010 when there was that volcano, to just run every race at Shanghai for the whole time, and everyone would be fine with it.
Run every race. Yeah.
I know, it's just far cry what everyone's opinion on that circuit is now, I must say. Anyway, Vassell drops down into 5th. Well, Redon was ahead of him. Oh, no, he wasn't. Sorry, he was coming up to Vassell, I should say. Oh no, he was ahead of him. He was ahead of him. Sorry, yeah. He was going up.
I do feel bad for Guerrero because Guerrero's pace has genuinely been quite good this race.
Yeah, he's now
just been unlucky with people pitting in front of him and losing DRS.
And now he's only finally cleared Adam, so he's not really going to get anything out of it, is he? Jabby might still struggle to get 7th because he's not much quicker and he's used a bit of his boost. Nakajima's actually slightly closing in on the group ahead of him as well. I mean,
Well,
theoretically,
if
Jabri should obviously get this. He's got a tyre that's a lot fresher than Nakajima, but
Redon beating Fittipaldi.
he's been slower than him basically the whole race, apart from the first stint. So,
and it's gonna happen, isn't it?
yeah.
Redon's gonna beat Fittipaldi, which is sickening.
It is.
To think of.
I must say it is, but then again, it's a home podium, so you've got to celebrate it in some ways.
Yeah.
He's losing time though. He's lost time there. He's had a really poor second sector compared to his, well, not massively poor, but
it's about
worse than his teammate. So he's going to get passed by Beloff again and Vassell potentially. So it's not going that well for him. I did say, you know, the end of the race can bring up strange things, where people don't make as much progress as they should have done, well, as they had done earlier in the race.
Well,
in worse circumstances.
Redon's. That's going to annoy me and it's going to annoy Stefan Beloff.
Is he going to get
Redon's?
Yeah, because Vassell's going to be passed.
Fittipaldi's going to use his boost to defend, isn't he? And he's going to ruin. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay.
No, because he had used his.
Brazilian.
Yeah, he did used his anyway. He'd used it a previous couple laps, so you would say now with Redon in front of Fittipaldi, he should be quicker. Maybe, but behind him it was a bit of a struggle. But now he should be quicker. What's he going to be like compared to Shura, you wonder? Can he beat Shura to second?
Well, he's got younger tyres, and the Supernova is theoretically a better car.
Yeah, so he should do. If he doesn't, then this reflects really poorly on the Frenchman.
But we know Redon's not good.
Well, yes, he's come from the Formula Junior Championship, where he won one race, which was rather scuffed, but anyway.
I think he's gonna be seventh in the championship after this, I believe.
Racing here with one of his former teammates as well, Roberto Guerrero. He was in 11th. Yeah, he's closing in on Shura, isn't he?
Wilson's actually closing in on Adam. Wilson's actually doing quite a good job compared to Mansell and now Adam in these closing stages, actually.
Yeah, indeed. Now, is Jabri going to get close enough to Beloff, you wonder, because he's got fresher tyres? It's going to be difficult. Can he gain that much in the last sector?
Yeah, I think he can.
It'll be good news for him, because the problem he's got is Nakajima still as quick as him. Probably quicker than him.
Sierra's now boosting, so no luck for Redon.
No, indeed. Does he get DRS? No. Just gets clear.
Does Vassell is not quite close.
Jabri does get DRS on Belos, and now he's going to be definitely 7th. Maybe better. Maybe better.
This is bad news for Fittipaldi.
It is, actually. They're all closing in on them, aren't they? Yeah, I don't think this... If Jabri finishes 4th, it doesn't really reflect on his race at all. It's not even being that good, really. The man who should be 4th is probably either Fittipaldi or Beloff, really.
Yeah, I think it's the strategy has been that the...
Yeah, he's so much quicker than Vassell, man.
Yeah, it is the strategy. It's pure. This is purely a strategy race. I don't think.
I can't believe how far behind Mansell is from his team.
Especially given he started 5 places ahead.
It's over 5 seconds. At least Wilson's now battling Vassell. Don't know really what's happened there. It's actually
Wilson's actually had quite a good second half of the race.
Although Vassell's now boosted to get away from her. And up to the back of Guerrero again. Anyway, back to the front.
Gabri's passed Beloff.
Yeah. He was supposed to pass Vassell, but Vassell obviously used his boost, didn't he? And then all of them did.
Yeah, Fittipaldi's in trouble here. Fittipaldi could end up really quite far down.
Yeah. To the benefit of Jabri, but to the benefit of... Well, to the benefit of the other people behind him as well. That Jabri is here.
Okay, Fittipaldi's boosting.
Yeah, that'll be good for him.
Not really, because Jabri will catch him a lap later.
Well, yeah, no.
Somehow
briefly.
Seconds.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is it'll be okay compared to everyone else behind him. If he had not done that, then Vassell and Jabri might have got past him.
Yeah.
And now it would just
Jabri's
be
going to get him anyway.
Well, yes, but it would be 1 car compared to about 3 that could have passed him.
Yeah, Vizel's going to have his worst, possibly his worst ever. His worst
Yeah, I
ever
don't
finish
know. I
project
don't
for
really
8th
get. It was looking
Marina
good for him
Bay. No,
earlier
yeah,
in
it
the
wasn't.
race.
No, Monaco.
Yeah,
Vizel's worst finish was 8th in Monaco, his
yeah, it was
first
looking really
race.
good for him earlier in the race, and it's just gone to nothing now as Beloff decides to boost past Jabri annoyingly. I just hate all that boost and stuff. Shame you can't stop it, but anyway.
It's
Well, you
it's,
can.
it's my view.
You can stop it, but we can't guarantee every account joins to stop it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Because Aston Martin might not join, and then they have boost for the whole race, and it ruins other things like wet tire changes.
Yeah, it's my view that the two best drivers today have been Fittipaldi and Beloff, and the result is a reflection of the strategy.
No love for Redon.
What going from whatever it was 15th lead and then struggle. Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's done the worst job out of the three on the strategy that they're on.
Potentially, yeah.
Basically.
But then again, that would be expected because he's definitely worse than Shearer and Giacometti.
Yes, correct.
I don't really understand why he was probably. Well, I think he was one of the most experienced guys in Formula Junior. I must say, there's another guy in Formula Junior who might join mid-season and will probably be a better prospect, at least based on recent results. He's at the top.
Right, bad news is about to happen for Fittipaldi, who has done so well to lead this.
Wonder if Jabri can pass Beloff in this lap. You kind of want to, wouldn't you? Well, actually, no, you want to be behind, wouldn't you? If anything.
I really feel for Fittipaldi, who has been the lead guy of the two stoppers the entire race. And now in the last stint, it has not worked for him, as there goes Jabri.
I wonder if Beloff will
get fourth.
Yeah, I know, but I wonder if he's going to get fourth out of this, Beloff, if he can stay. If he can stay with Jabri. It's possible.
Yeah, and maybe Fittipaldi goes. But Jabri's got the tyre offset of whatever is 2 laps. So running longer did work.
Yeah,
for him.
but
running longer worked for him.
Eventually, yes, it does. I don't really know what's happened to the pace for it to collapse so much. I know it's a 2-lap difference. I know it's a difference of tyres, but it shouldn't be that much. It must have been a group that came together to allow Jabri to come back.
They shouldn't really be hitting the cliff, but maybe they are.
Yeah. Now, important here is Beloff's next couple of sectors are important here, that's for sure.
Aston Martin have really fallen off. I don't actually know why.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, back to the front. Is there anything going to happen here? Unlikely. Redon's closing back in on Shearer again, but he's used boost.
Oh, God.
So can he get the last podium here? I don't think he can, because I don't think he's quicker than Shearer, really. In general, I think he's only slightly similar pace, despite having such an advantage in terms of the tyres.
He's on the boost. Is it Shearer's on the boost now? Fastest lap's just gone to Mansell, down in 14th, so he's dug some pace out there.
Yeah,
I think Beloff's lost DRS.
Yeah. So Fittipaldi's going to be 5th, and Nakajima's going to be in
6th.
Yeah. So that's a shame for Beloff again.
What in the world is going on that has seen
Beloff and
Desiree Wilson?
Oh, Desiree Wilson. Oh yes. Yeah.
That's actually not a bad.
She's got better. Yeah, I know. She's got better tyres than Bosell. Guerrero's been struggling with Bosell as well. That's the problem though. Mansell is now ahead. Oh my goodness me! Why the friggin' hell are Aston Martin pitting on the? Oh god, they're not fueled correctly. Brilliant.
Ravensbrück certainly hasn't been.
No. Adam's alright, unless he runs out of fuel here. Oh god, what's going on here? Vassell ahead of Beloff, that's a bit of a... That's just a very big... It's a very big shame for Vassell and Beloff, I must say. More so for Beloff, really, but that's the price you pay.
They've all wasted boost at an inopportune moment.
Nakajima's now not far behind Jabri. Is there enough of the straight for him to get ahead of Jabri?
I'm not convinced there is.
He might just gap Nakajima to a decent degree anyway. I mean, he's already getting 2 temps in this sector, so he's also got boost that he could use, but presumably he wouldn't, because at this late stage you don't. Fittipaldi now on the back of Nakajima, because I think he's just used some.
Yeah, but Giacometti's about to win.
He is indeed. As he rounds the final corner, he's going to take the first win of his career in general, actually, because he'd never won in the IndyCar World Series, never even got close. Crosses the line for the March team and takes victory at France. Sure, second. Redon completes the podium in third. What's going on here? Jabou's going to get fourth. Nakajima not enough for the straight to get fourth, but he's fifth. Fittipaldi sixth. Seventh, Beloff. Eighth, Vassell. Ninth, Pantano. Salazar 10th. Wilson 11th. 12th, Bosell. 13th, Guerrero. 14th, Mansell. Disgraceful. 15th, Adam. Just crossing now, and here's Ravensduk on his merry way to another 16th place that he's become accustomed to for ever now, basically. His last lap was at 2 minutes 05.
Redon is his first career podium. That is certainly
well, it's his first career podium in Star, yes.
It's certainly an event.
It is. It's the most disturbing event. Giacomelli and Shura on the podium for the first time in their careers as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, Shura. Giacomelli has been on the podium, hasn't he? Hasn't he? Or was he only...
Yeah, yes, he's on the podium in Monaco.
Yeah, he was third, wasn't he? Yeah, but Shura now returning to a good position. Well, Max Moser did say he would be back after the dismal Hungary race. Yeah. And what does that make for the championship? I absolutely do not know. I'll leave that to Marco.
It's a comfortable lead for Bruno Giacomelli. 52 points to 39 for Rainer Wiesel, then 37 for Jean-Pierre Jabouis, 36 for Nigel Mansell, and 35 for Christian Fittipaldi. Marc Surer way back in 6th with 20, ahead of Laurent Redon with 19, and Giorgio Panto also with 19. Satoru Nakajima moves up to 9th in the standings with 10 points, ahead of Raul Boesel with 9, and then also Stefan Beloff with 9. Desiree Wilson is down to 12th on 8 points. Alicia Salazar has 7, Roberto Guerrero has 4, and the two Aston Martins are still yet to score. Disappointment for them, I would suggest, given it looked like they might just do something today. But they have not managed to do that, and I think they will be disappointed because Aston Martin were in the fight for rather a while today. It looked like something might happen, and it didn't happen.
They were in the fight up until the stops again. That's the problem. They always lose out on the stop. They just do.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily convinced that they had their fueling correct or...
Well, they didn't run out of fuel, I don't think. At least we didn't see or we didn't even notice the message pop up. But I don't think they ran out, but they might have just had, not good enough fuel. Which is expected, really.
It's a huge shift in the team championship.
Were they practically on the default fuel levels for the last two?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a huge shift in the points for the teams because our top two teams before the race, Project 4 and Scarante, scored 4 points between them. So March now lead comfortably with 72 points over Techno with 56. Then Supernova with 54, Project 4 only 48, Scarante still on 44, Fairfade have 17, Maurer have 7, and Aston Martin are yet to score.
Yeah, well, that's it's certainly an event. We are in Silverstone next weekend again, aren't we? Because we're following along with the ARC.
Yeah, I hope it's not as dire as that seemed to be when it came to the strategy and tyre fall.
Basically, the ARC has decided to become Formula 1 in 2000 and schedule the British IGP, British Grand Prix as it is in Formula 1, at such an early point in the season. Presumably this is just because of the bloody sodding fact that it's the end of summer, so you can have your best conditions, basically.
Yes, basically. It's so that the temperatures are agreeable.
Yeah, for the European rounds, basically. Anyway, we will see you next weekend. Until then,